The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Osho.
In this phrase lies the key to all our suffering. Look closely. The mind is necessary. Without it, you cannot build a house, run a business, or even simply cross the street. It is like a tool, a hammer, a computer, but precisely a tool. The problem is that we gave it the role of master, and then life turns into a constant commentary, evaluation, anxiety, endless comparison. The mind can only do one thing: reassemble the past and construct the future. It does not know what now is. Therefore, when the mind is in control, we live not in reality, but in its retelling. That is the terrible master. Instead of living experience, there's a constant noise of thoughts. Osho did not say, fight the mind or break it. He proposed another path: tame the mind. Simply notice, here is a thought, here is a judgment, here is fear. And in that moment, you stop being a captive. The servant returns to its place. Osho often said that it is the mind that makes us split. Inside, we think one thing, feel another, and outwardly show a third. We fear consequences, judgment, loss of approval, fear of mistakes. And so we begin to live not from authenticity, but from fear. He loved to tell a story. Every year, the hunting club went into the mountains, and by lot, one person was assigned as the cook. There was a rule: anyone who complained about the food would immediately take the cook's place. No one dared to complain. One year, one of the members mixed deer droppings into the food. Everyone grimaced, ate in silence, until one hunter said, "Yes, it tastes like crap, but it's cooked well." No one complained. Everyone continued to eat. Osho added, we live the same way. We eat, endure, smile, just to avoid speaking the truth and losing the appearance of well-being. You have so many faces. Inside, you think one thing, but outside you express another. You're not whole. Relax and break this split that society has created. This is the greatest prison of the mind: fear of consequences. We pretend everything is fine, even though inside it is otherwise. We swallow our own feelings and become actors in someone else's play. Speak only what you mean. Act on your spontaneity without thinking of consequences. Life is short, and it cannot be wasted on fear. Live totally, joyfully, like an open book that anyone can read. And therein lies his radical challenge. Stop playing. Stop wasting your life trying to fit expectations. All the mind scenarios about the future are just hypotheses. No one knows what tomorrow will bring. Real life exists only here and now. Osho said, live totally. Do not waste your life fearing consequences. But immediately a question arises. How can this be done in practice? Modern neurobiology gives a very clear answer. In our brain, there is a network called the default mode network, the passive mode network. It is responsible for endless inner monologues, replaying the past, imagining the future, comparisons, and anxiety. This is exactly the mind machine Osho spoke about. And interestingly, scientists discovered that when we begin to meditate, observe the breath, or simply hold attention in the present moment, this network calms down. Brain activity really changes. Fewer chaotic connections, more focus. In other words, going beyond the mind is not a metaphor. It is a measurable process. When you stop chasing consequences and return attention to the here and now, the brain literally reorganizes. Osho often repeated, do not try to stop the mind, just observe. And in this observation, it calms itself. This is critically important to understand. Stopping the mind is not a goal, it is a consequence. We cannot tell ourselves, stop thinking. The mind will only accelerate. But we can notice that we are thinking. We can see, here is a thought, here is an emotion, here is tension in the body. And at that very moment, a shift happens. Attention steps out of the noise and becomes the witness. In the dynamics of life, this works exactly the same as on a meditation cushion. You argue, you rush, you worry, and suddenly you catch yourself. Stop. I'm watching. This is the moment when you stop being caught in a thought and become the one who simply sees it. From here comes pause, clarity, and even that stillness of mind. Two simple directions for practice. First, the point of presence. Find within yourself the feeling of I am. Quiet, formless. It could be warmth, depth, or simply silence. Look at the world from there, and you will feel the silence and calm that is always there. Second, broad attention. Instead of focusing on a single thought or emotion, embrace everything at once. Your body, your breath, your thoughts, the space around you. When you embrace everything, the mind stops trying to control. It dissolves into the vastness of observation. So it turns out, the mind is neither an enemy nor an obstacle. It is simply a tool. And when you remain in observation, the tool folds itself and rests. Osho said, "Live without worrying about consequences, be total." And this is only possible when the mind stops steering and the silence within takes over. Do not fight the mind, just observe. And one day you will see the noise has vanished and you remain. This is the key. We tend to think that freedom will come later, once we change ourselves, face our fears, and solve all our problems. But Osho shows something different. Freedom begins right now, in the very place where you are looking. You can close your eyes and see. Thoughts flow, emotions shift, the body reacts. But there is something that always remains. It is I am. It is the silence that never fades. It is presence that does not depend on circumstances. And when you dwell there, even the world outside starts to change, because your life mirrors your state of being. Going beyond the mind is neither mysticism nor theory. It is practice. It is your chance right now to step inside yourself and see what you have always been seeking, already here.